whatever I would try to put on my side, it gets denied. 33 years in this country, I have been in court several times for several reasons, divorces, disputes, any kind of stuff. And I never seen anything like it. She forced me. She said I had to sign that document or, they were going to put me in jail. I had just hired my fourth attorney. When my fourth attorney was not updated with what was going on in this case, he needed some time to look. And the judge wasn't giving them the time. You can understand, and anybody can understand, how dangerous this whole room has become. I'm right back into the beginning again because now my attorney is missing. I am Rommys Beltran, and I am here to invite you to join me on a journey that shatters the walls of deception. As the only of 6 original defendants left with charges pressed against me, I share my own perspective, a victim of a corrupt justice system, falsely accused and unjustly pursued. This platform is to speak the unfiltered truth about who I am and the battles that I have fought.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Setup. This is part 3. I am the Kid Plot, interviewing Dr. Beltran. And we're going to pick right back up where we left off, where I was asking you about the judge that constantly keeps turning down all of your motions. So talk to us about that and let us know, what is that all about?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for once again giving me the opportunity to talk.
Of course.
And being part of this project called The Setup.
My pleasure.
Yes. So, we're talking about the Judge Krause. Judge Krause has been in my case from the beginning, when they first assigned a judge after the indictments in 2019. She has been a very difficult judge from the beginning. Very difficult on my side. Very good on the other side. So when it comes to the DA's petitions, motions, and everything else, she grants everything for them. Whatever I would try to put on my side, it gets denied.
Just for the audience to know, what county is this judge from?
We are talking about the most controversial courthouse in the nation right now, which is Fulton County.
Fulton County, okay.
Yes.
Fulton County, Georgia. Got it.
Yes.
Continue,
yes.
Sorry.
Correct. So basically, we've been having a lot of problems with her. She's been very difficult when it comes to my side of the story. So not letting me she doesn't really give us much word on on the courtrooms. We can't really explain much. It's just like very cutting, while you can see her like very biased towards the district attorney's office.
And why do you think that is? Do you have a reason that you think that she's difficult? Is she known to be difficult like that with everyone, or?
I don't understand why it's happening. I just see a very strange. I think 33 years in this country, I have been in court several times for several reasons, divorces, disputes, any kind of stuff, and I never seen anything like it.
And has your lawyer been the lawyer that was representing you, or that is currently representing you? Did they talk to her to see, why she's being difficult, or have they had any kind of conversation away from trial?
So my current lawyer and her do not have the best relationship. They are constantly arguing with each other, and my attorney is really, really bothered by the way she's behaving, and he uses specific words to describe what she's doing. He says this case in this courtroom is filled with misconduct, judicial misconduct is exactly the words that he used.
Wow. So it's also my understanding that the judge caused the dismissal of your first lawyer. Is that correct?
So in the beginning, when they brought me back after the indictments and they said, let's have, a trial, I filed for a speedy trial.
Okay.
And how speedy trials work. You only have 60 days or whatever that court season is to try a case.
Right.
And the DA's office wasn't ready. and they were not wanting to for me to stay on that on the spirit trial. So they tried every single game possible to 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 force me to dismiss the spirit trial. So the judge dismissed my attorney based on some hearsay. I have to call it that. It's a hearsay story that someone saw him moving boxes out of my office of AYA in the middle of the night when I was moving out. So that's what you're supposed to do. You move out, you move boxes.
Right, of course.
So someone say they have him on camera moving boxes with me. According to that, she says he is now conflicted. And because of that conflict, in the middle of a spirit trial, where they were trying to force me every single day to drop the spirit trial, she removes the attorney. She removes the attorney, and then she tells me I need to go find another attorney. And
I didn't know that the judge can do that, remove an attorney that you paid for.
Yes, she removed him. She conflicted him and removed him and turned him into witness of the state.
Wow.
So they served him with a subpoena. So now he's a witness against me.
So wow.
Yes, yeah, it was a very cheaty move. I don't have any other way to describe it. And talking to other attorneys, they say they have heard that happen before, but it's really bad. So now I'm there in the middle of the spirit trial without an attorney. Okay.
So what'd you do?
So she tells me you need to go find an attorney, and I go shop for an attorney again in the middle of a spirit trial.
Wait a minute. So why did she tell you the reason that she took him off your?
Because he's conflicted.
Wow.
She said he's conflicted, and because she's the judge, she can say whatever she wants.
But did the lawyer tell you that?
No, my lawyer said they could possibly conflict me, that could be a move that they make, but it was one possibility out of many others. But she knew, and the DAs knew, then that was the lawyer that I had for years. Yeah. And that lawyer knew very well all the operations of the school. So having me and him together, they knew we were going to beat him because the operations of the school was very, very complicated. This program was very complicated, so it was very difficult to understand, for them to understand how the school was, organized. So making him witness of the state, I think it was something that they could use. It's a tool that they could use to try to beat the case.
Have you spoken to him?
No, we haven't.
You're not able to, or you don't want to?
No. Well, I used to work for him.
Okay.
But not anymore.
Okay.
So after that, I could not find another attorney. Mm-hmm. And no attorney will jump in the middle of a spirit trial to defend me. They knew that, that was going to be malpractice. Right. Because who's going to try to defend you in a complicated case in the middle of a spirit trial? Nobody was going to take that case. So, I went out there, started bumping my head, with attorneys telling me it will be malpractice. I can't do it. And so the judge forced me to sign a document saying that I will proceed to trial without an attorney.
What do you mean they forced you?
She forced me. She said I had to sign that document or, they were going to put me in jail.
She said it just like that? She
didn't say those words, okay. But the DA said they would threaten me and tell me they were going to put me in jail.
Okay.
If I didn't drop the spirit trial, which is my constitutional right.
Of course.
Another constitutional right is the right of counsel. So I needed to have an attorney. Mm-hmm. So they made me sign a document saying they could move forward without an attorney, without me having an attorney. So I will defend myself. I will be a pro se, basically. So all that went on, and I stayed firm. 3 days before the spirit trial was going to end, and they could not start a trial on me. 3 days, if they could not take me to trial, they were going to have to drop this case, okay? The judge came out with brought this lady to the courtroom suddenly, and said that this lady worked downstairs where the jury duty is selected. Mm-hmm. And the lady basically said that the day that I filed for the spirit trial, there was no jury duty selection. And that was a rule in the courthouse. So when that happens, your spirit trial is toast. So she told me that. And I believe her. She brought that 3 days before, and she said, okay, we're getting rid of the spirit trial. So just to find out now, 4 years later, that wasn't true. That was a lie. They removed my spirit trial just like that, okay, and lied to me and told me my spirit trial was just done and tossed. So they moved the trial for January.
Okay. And that's for January 24?
That was January 2020. And then after that, COVID came, yes. So after that, nothing happened. COVID came along and nothing happened until 2021. We start being called back to court. Same judge. We changed during that year, gone through about 30 DAs.
30 DAs?
Yes, every single time they would show up in court, there is not a DA, or a DA would show up in the last minute after making us wait for a long time, would show up and said, "Your Honor, I need time to go into this case because they just threw this in my desk last night." And situations like that would show up in court in a hearing, and no DA would show up. Would show up on a hearing, they said there was no DA on the case. Would show up on a hearing, and there was another new DA saying he wasn't familiarized or she wasn't familiarized with the case. They didn't understand, they needed time. And then all that went on and on. 2021, 2022, I don't know, I can't remember how many times we went to court and it was something else different. Wow. And me going through one attorney, another attorney, the whole thing. And when by the second attorney robs me, third attorney dies, finally I get to 2023. Latest, I think it was in November 2022, one of the co-defendants actually talks, and they put him on stand because he was not in some of the videos. So he was like overcharged, which is one of the things that they did to me. They overcharged me. And that's a tactic that we use in police work to make something stick. Something will stick at the end, Right. But they overcharge you. So he was overcharged and they had to pull the videos. And that day was very important, that hearing, because after the judge saw the videos, not only that he took some charges off this co-defendant, but she actually said that she saw nothing wrong on the videos and there was no abuse on those videos. And those are words coming out of the judge. So went on, and we come into 2023. 2023, things start getting more serious about going to trial. We had this new VA, which is Shapiro, Robert Shapiro. So the DA is a little bit more, we're going to say, more serious about taking the case, forward, moving the case forward. He was probably tasked with that. And so we go in, all of a sudden I am called for they arrange the other 5 co-defendants, and they never offered me anything. Say they give them arrangements. All of them were given like low charges and no jail time, just 12 months at home, stuff like that. And the DA tell us that it's going to be no jail time, no probation. Pick the charges you want to be, coming forward and saying that you're going to be guilty and blah blah blah. So we're in that negotiation, not that negotiation. He just said everybody else, and then in the very last minute, he turned his back on us. And my attorney asked him, "Are we going to talk about an arrangement?" And he starts evading us. Well, if we're going to go to trial, and then I need discovery. He didn't want to give us discovery. While we're going through this game, all of a sudden, I'm putting the 2-hour calendar. No, I'm not even putting the 2-hour calendar. They make it sound like I was putting the 2-hour calendar, which I wasn't. And they call me up for trial. And they try to set me up for trial. And I had just hired my fourth attorney. When my fourth attorney was not updated with what was going on in this case, he needed some time to look. And the judge wasn't giving them the time. And they sent me to this other courtroom with another judge. And this judge says that I had to be there in less than 24 hours for trial. I did not get the notice on time. My attorney did, but my attorney said we're absolutely not going. I didn't understand why. He explained to me later why. He said, first time I do, it was a Monday, on May 1st of 2023, and I get this email saying that I need to show cause of why I didn't show up for my trial. Mm-hmm. And there were going to be a warrant for my arrest. So I was surprised with that. Pick up the phone, call my attorney and say, what's going on? And he said, we're not going to that because they were setting you up. And what do you mean setting me up? Yeah, they were setting you up. They were going to put you there, move you immediately into a trial. And they were just going to be sending you to, because I wasn't going to be able to defend you because I just got into this case. They were going to confuse the whole thing. And you're going to be sitting in prison right now, convicted. Wow. And I was like, how is that possible? Oh, yeah, that's exactly what they were playing. And this was all organized by Judge Krause, because that is one of the supporting judges that she has. Wow. So I wasn't even aware something like that could happen. I never been exposed to anything like this. Working as a paralegal for several years, being a paralegal for so many years, working for so many attorneys, I never saw anything like that. So the next thing that happened, we show up in court on May 15, and my attorney tells me, she may try to put me in jail, but, we're just going to manage this. And he told the judge, and he said to her, this was a setup. You're not following the right procedures from the Superior Court for a hearing. We're not in a 2-hour calendar. So you can't just throw us like that, into a trial, knowing that I'm new in this case and I need time to understand the case. So the judge asked me, why didn't you show up? And I said, because my attorney told me not to show up. So all that went on. We have now been set for, no one went to jail, been set for hearing for trial. So on June 27. June 27, we show up over there, and you know the story. You show up over there, she dismisses within 5 minutes, and my attorney gets arrested. Wow. So it's been a very strange thing, one after another. Nothing makes sense.
So I guess the question is, what can you do? Can't you go federally with this instead of keeping this local Georgia? Can't you take it up to the next level?
So given the situation right now, you can understand, and anybody can understand, how dangerous this courtroom has become. Of course. And how worried we are in trying to move forward, into this case. I told you before about the intrinsic evidence as well. They are going to sit over there, ghosts. And we're going to have to fight ghosts that we can't even cross-examine. So she did all this. She granting all these motions from the DA that they are just nuts, okay? And I think it's part of their desperation, to try to take me into a trial and try to make me, convict me on something. So they're pulling all these dirty games. So it is very, very hard for me. I'm not going to be offered a fair trial, okay? Whatever motion we try to put in, she's going to deny it. Okay, we're going to be fighting ghost witnesses, okay? And everything's going to go their way, unjustly. So for me to go to trial is going to be very, very difficult in that courtroom. There is an option. Of going federal and removing the case out of that courthouse. Right. But that option, I don't know what it takes. But the only thing I can tell you is that I'm right back into the beginning again, because now my attorney is missing.
So let me ask you this real quick. Before we get into the attorney being missing, what would you say to the people that are listening to this, that are probably maybe even saying that this is BS, that there's no way that this can happen? What's your answer to that?
It's all in the docket. All you can do is just look at them, all the documents in the docket.
Because a lot of this sounds
public.
A lot of this sounds very movie-like.
I know.
And a lot of people would say, "Come on, really?"
This
so
is not
what
happening.
would you say to those people?
I just tell them, go read the docket.
Okay.
It's all is in there. Okay. Everything is in there. But I think that one of the most scary things is that my attorney, when he was released from the jail,
Mm-hmm.
he went back, a couple of weeks later to look for his court day because, you go to jail for whatever, you have to go to court. So they're going to give you a court day. So he went back to look because he wasn't getting any notifications of a hearing. And he goes over there and they can find his arrest.
Is there any, oh wow, is there any way that the audience can see the docket without looking for it themselves?
Yes.
Can we put it on this platform here? Is that possible?
We can ask production if we can do it. But
I think that would be great.
It's a public docket. You can read all the documents in public.
A lot of people are lazy.
Log into, yeah.
A lot of people are lazy.
Yeah,
that would be a good thing to do. I think we can do that.
We can probably do that.
Okay, cool.
Definitely. And then it was one hearing where the DA actually spoke for me on my behalf, and he actually was asking the judge not to put me in jail for that hearing day. Wow. The DA actually put it on the docket, on a document, the transcript, where he said he didn't want to violate my rights.
Wow.
So putting me on, arresting me for that matter when we weren't even in a 2-hour calendar was voluminous, is what he said.
Oh my goodness. So,
but I think more weird things keep happening.
Yeah.
When my attorney going to court to try to find out what his hearing day is, and they can find his arrest. So
your lawyer goes missing. I definitely want to get into that.
That is the latest thing that had happened. Yeah. Is that he is missing.
So we're gonna stop right there because I know you're gonna go deep into that particular subject. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications bell so that way you're notified whenever we make more videos like this and many other videos. Thank you for watching. Peace.